The Commanders are at Arizona Sunday at 4:05. Arizona favored by 3.5 here. It is a battle. So Jaden Daniels versus Kyler Murray, owners of, I would say, the two best quarterback games of the season so far. Kyler Murray week 2 against the Rams, and then Jaden Daniels Monday Night Football against the Bengals. So what do we get this week? Commanders Cardinals, which looks way more attractive here in week 4 than it did maybe coming into the season.
This is a really fun game. The Dark Horse Bowl, right? You've got Arizona, who's this dark horse team that can really do damage with their offense. Their defense isn't good. You got Washington, same idea. They can really do damage on offense as well, and their defense, as you just described, might be the worst defense in the NFL. You've also got the Cliff Kingsbury revenge game. Cliff bringing his college offense back to Arizona and showing them what they're missing. There's a lot of similarities between Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray as well. Like, both incredibly dynamic athletes, good arms, good deep ball. Like, this is a really fun matchup, I think.
Yeah, it really is. Again, I think Daniels deserves a ton of credit for how he played Monday night, how he's played generally, right? I mean, even his first 2 weeks as a rookie, he did a lot of good stuff there. Was out of this world. Monday Night Football against the Bengals, comfort level. He's completing 80% of his passes this year. That's nuts. Commanders defense, though, as I said, they have given it up quite a bit. Week 1 against the Bucs, they were a little bit better against the Giants. It's the Giants offense. In week 2, they didn't make a stop, really, against the Bengals. They made a couple, fourth down stops against Cincinnati, and that was it. So this could be an absolute shootout, because I don't trust the Cardinals defense either.
Right.
I think they're overmatched every week in the trenches. I just don't trust them up front, other than the Barbarian, of course. That's it. So I think we got shootout potential in this one. Over-under's 50.5, so the man in Vegas also agrees.
The man in Vegas. Yeah, it does feel like a game that's got shootout written all over. Now, one thing that we didn't probably give enough attention to coming out of Monday night, all the attention was how good Jaden Daniels was. Terry McLaurin was fantastic as well.
True.
And like, he was, again, the 2 throws that were left on the table, certainly one of those was to McLaurin. I can't remember who the other one was to, but McLaurin's day could have been even bigger, and he had a fantastic game. He's certainly the more proven of the superstar wide receivers that are going to have big games if the quarterbacks are also going to have corresponding big games. Arizona and Marvin Harrison, it's still a work in progress. He's good, but he's not as good as Terry McLaurin is right now. So whichever quarterback's going to have the big day, Washington, I think, has the advantage in terms of having that one guaranteed stud that's going to be difficult to contain.
Marvin Harrison showed up on the injury report this week as well, I believe, at least yesterday. Not sure how serious. Commanders' 4th worst PFF pass rush grade in the NFL this year, and a 41 coverage grade, which is 2nd worst in the NFL, to the Raiders. I was surprised by that. The Raiders are that low. Thought they were a little bit higher early in the season. So, yeah, Commanders' defense feels like a work in progress. And again, I don't really trust Arizona on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it really does have. This is like the game that the NFL wants, right? Like, no defense, all offense, young superstar players, dynamic quarterbacks. Like, if this game in 2024 can't generate offense, none of them are going to. It's just going to be a defensive year.
The only difference is, like, again, I mentioned with Kyler last week, if he makes superhuman throws, 6 big-time throws on, 25 dropbacks, nobody's stopping that. Jaden Daniels had literally 2 of the best deep balls you'll see all season in the same game against Cincinnati. If those miss by an inch in a given week, it obviously changes the outcome. Doesn't take away from his ability to do that, but it's like that's the fine line between having that shootout, having that one of the best games that we've seen, and not being able to put up 38 points. So I'm expecting the shootout as well, but Jaden Daniels should come back down to earth a little bit, and we'll see what happens with Kyler, because he did come back down to earth last week, and Arizona didn't have much of a chance against Detroit. So Arizona by 3.5 in this one. Where are you going?
I will go with Washington to cover that, though I really don't know which way this game's going to go.
I'm such an Arizona hater.
Yes, you are.
But this was my instinctual play. I mean, I really don't like the Commanders' defense, and I think that's getting lost in the mix here.
Yeah, it's not good.
They don't have the horses to rush the passer, and they're just very inconsistent on the back end. But give me Washington as underdogs. 3.5 point underdogs at Arizona, and Harry also taking the Commanders here.